Good afternoon, everyone. Let us start. So we have been learning Chapter 3, Interior of the Earth. Yesterday we learned about types, magnitude, intensity. Are you connected?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My internet connection was lost. Yesterday we discussed about these types, magnitude, intensity, effects, and the frequency of occurrence of earthquakes. And today we shall learn about interior of the earth and volcanoes. Now let me present my screen. That is structure of the earth. So structure here means the layers, okay, the different layers of the earth. Generally there are three main layers of the earth that also you have learned in the previous classes. Those are the crust, then mantle, and the core. Now let us read about the crust. So the crust is the outermost solid part of the earth, and it is brittle in nature. That is brittle, this having little elasticity. That means easily cracked, fractured, okay, fragile we can say. And the thickness of the crust varies under the oceanic and the continental areas. Okay, thickness of the crust varies different under the oceanic and the continental areas. Oceanic crust is thinner as compared to the continental crust. The mean thickness of the oceanic crust is 5 km, whereas that of the continental is around 30 km. And the continental crust is thicker in the areas of major mountain systems, and it is as much as 70 kilometers thick in the Himalayan region. Okay, so Himalayan mountain system, one of the highest mountain system of the world, and here the thickness of the crust has reached 70 kilometers. Now let us see that diagram. Okay, it is here. See here in this mountainous area, the thickness of the crust, okay, is about 70 kilometers. And as we have learned earlier, see this oceanic crust. Oceanic crust is thinner than the this continental crust. Okay, see here. Here this is the oceanic crust, and I think you are seeing it is very much thin as compared to the continental crust. And again here in the mountainous area, it is again much thicker. It is about the 70 kilometers, whereas here in the oceanic areas it is only about 5 kilometers thick. Okay, and in the average thickness in the continental area here in this area is about 30 kilometers as mentioned in your book. Okay, and if you are using old textbook, okay, old edition textbook, then you'll find about the density of the materials also. Okay, let me tell you the density of the crust. So the mean density of the material in oceanic crust is 2.7 grams per cubic centimeter. Okay, so this is the density, 2.7 gram per cubic centimeter. Any question regarding the crust, boys and girls?
No, sir.
Okay, then next we have mantle, and this is the layer just below the crust. See, the portion interior beyond the crust is called the mantle, and the mantle extends from the Mohs discontinuity. Mohs discontinuity means the base of the crust. Okay, see here. Somebody is coming. See here. So this is the base of the crust. Okay, this is the base of the crust, and this is known as Mohs discontinuity. Okay, the base, the boundary zone between this mantle and the core is known as Mohs discontinuity. Okay, so mantle extends from Mohs discontinuity to a depth of 2,900 km. The upper portion of the mantle is called asthenosphere, and the word astheno means weak. Okay, astheno means weak, and it is considered to be extending up to 400 kilometers. Okay, from the surface up to the 400 kilometers. And it is the main source of magma that finds its way to the surface during the volcanic eruption. So that means asthenosphere is the source of magma. Okay, the molten material, and the crust and this upper part of the mantle are called lithosphere, and the thickness of lithosphere ranges from 10 to 200 kilometers, and the lower part, the lower mantle, extends beyond the asthenosphere, and it is in solid state. Okay, see again, let us see the photograph, the picture, and see here. I think you are seeing asthenosphere just below the crust. Okay, we have asthenosphere, and this is in partly molten state. Okay, and this the crust with this upper mantle is known as lithosphere. Okay, see here. See, this is asthenosphere. This is in partly molten state. Okay, and as mentioned here, the crust and the upper part of the mantle are called lithosphere. See here, this is the crust, and this is the upper part of the mantle. Okay, somewhere here. So this section is known as lithosphere. The thickness of the lithosphere is ranging between 20 to 200. Okay, 10 to 200 kilometers. And after that we have this lower mantle. So this is a lower mantle. Okay, and this is the upper mantle. This is the lower mantle. Upper mantle is in a partly molten state, and this one is in solid state. Okay, and this mantle extends up to 2,900 kilometers from the Mohs discontinuity. Okay, so this is the Mohs discontinuity, and from here up to here, okay, 2,900 kilometers. And here the density of the mantle is higher than that of the crust, and the density in the mantle is 3.4 gram per cubic centimeter, as mentioned in your old edition textbook. Okay, this is about mantle. And next we have the third layer, that is the core. And see, the core Okay, the core mantle boundary is located at a depth of 2,900 kilometers, and the outer core is in liquid state, and while the inner core is in solid state. And the core is made up of heavy material mostly constituted by nickel and iron, and it is sometimes referred to as a knife. Okay, the core mantle boundary is located at a depth of 2,900 kilometers. See here. Here it is indicated. Okay, this is the core mantle boundary. So core mantle boundary started from 2,900 kilometers below the ground, and here from here up to the center we have the core. Okay, and so this is the radius of the Earth, 6379 kilometers. This is the radius of the Earth. This is center, and this is the outer core. Okay, outer core is in liquid state, and the inner core is in solid state. Because of the high pressure, it is solidified. Okay, and here in the core, these heavy materials are found like iron and nickel, and that is why this inner core is also known as this knife. Okay, that is nickel and ferrous. That is a knife. And here, this at the center of the Earth, that is in the core, the density value is around 13 gram per cubic centimeter. Okay, at the center of the Earth, the density of the material is 30 gram per cubic centimeter, whereas at the core mantle boundary here, at the core mantle boundary, it is 5 gram per cubic centimeter. Okay, so this is about the layers of the Earth, and you may see this diagram very carefully and ask, okay, if you have any doubt about the interior of the Earth, okay, ask me. Remember, this crust is in solid state. Asthenosphere, okay, the upper part of the mantle is in partly molten state. Then again, lower mantle is in solid state. Then outer core is in liquid state, see here, okay, and this inner core is in a solid state. Okay, so these are the three important layers of the Earth interior with the nature. Okay, so any question from your side? Any question? Boys and girls, do you hear me? Okay, if you don't have questions, then let me proceed. Okay, next we have these volcanoes and volcanic landforms. Okay, and what is a volcano? Okay, what is a volcano? So a volcano is a place where gases, ashes, and or molten rock material, lava, escape to the ground. Okay, a volcano is a place where gases, ash, and or molten rock material known as lava are ejected to the ground. Okay, see here, let us say this is the surface of the Earth, and here from the mantle, let us say in the mantle, in the upper mantle we have magma chamber. Okay, this is magma chamber, and from here magma is rising upwards through a hole, and it is ejected here, and this hole, okay, through which this magma, the molten material, is ejected, is known as a volcano. And so we have these active volcanoes, okay, dormant volcanoes and these extinct volcanoes. Okay, and a volcano is called an active volcano if the materials mentioned are being released or have been released out in the recent past. So a volcano is called an active volcano if the materials are ejected frequently, at least once in 1 or 2 years. Okay, that is called active volcano. And so sometimes, okay, a volcano is erupted say this year, and for many years, say for example for 5-6 years, the volcano may not be erupted, but has the potentiality to be erupted in the future, and that is known as a dormant volcano. And if a volcano has not been erupting, okay, for the last 50-60 years, that is known as extinct volcano. That means the volcano is dead. Okay. And see here, it has the layer below the crust is mantle, you have learned, and it has a higher density. That means mantle has higher density than that of the crust, and the mantle contains a weaker zone called asthenosphere that we have learned earlier, and from this that the molten materials find their way to the surface, and the material in the upper mantle portion is called magma. Okay, the molten material is known as magma, as I told you, and once it starts moving towards the crust, or it reaches the surface, it is referred to as lava. When magma is ejected on the surface of the earth, it is known as lava. Okay, see here inside the earth, it is known as magma, and once magma is ejected on the surface, it is known as magma. And see, we have been learning this volcanoes, and what are volcanoes we have learned, and what are the materials ejected on the ground. See, the materials that reaches the ground include lava flows, then pyroclastic debris. Pyroclastic debris means rock fragments, then volcanic bombs, ash and dust, gases such as nitrogen compounds, then sulfur compounds, then minor amounts of chlorine and hydrogen, argon. So these are the important materials ejected at the time of volcanic eruption. Okay, so pyroclastic debris, as I told you, these are the rock fragments. Okay, let me show you a photograph. So this is the photograph showing pyroclastic debris. Okay, and another one, see here, these volcanic bombs. Okay, volcanic bombs. So this is the volcanic bomb. Okay, see, volcanic bomb is a mass of molten rock, okay, larger than 64 millimeters and in diameter, and they cool into solid fragments before reaching the ground. So these are known as volcanic bomb. The diameter is more than 64 millimeters. And next we have these types of volcanoes. Okay, so volcanoes are classified on the basis of natural eruption and the foam developed at the surface. Volcanoes are classified on the basis of the nature of eruption and the foam developed at the surface. And So most of the types of volcanoes are as follows. The first important type is the sill volcanoes, and so here bearing the basal flows, the sill volcanoes are the largest of all the volcanoes on the earth, okay, except the basal flows. Basal flow means lava flows, okay. Basal is a type of lava. Except these basal flows, the sill volcanoes are the largest of all volcanoes in the world. This type of volcano is the largest one, and the Hawaiian volcanoes are the most famous. The sill volcanoes, okay. Best example of sill volcanoes are Hawaiian volcanoes, and so this is the photograph showing the sill volcano, okay. And this is a cinder cone, okay. Cinder actually a boulder, okay, ejected during the volcanic eruption. And these volcanoes are the sill volcanoes, okay. Sill volcanoes are mostly made up of basalt, and a type of lava that is very fluid, okay. This the lava that is ejected in the sill volcanoes are very fluid, and for this reason the volcanoes are not stiff. Since the lava, okay, ejected in the sill volcanoes are very fluid, here it is not stiff, okay. It is gentle, and they become explosive if somehow water gets into the vein. If water is entered into the hole, okay, then it becomes very explosive. Otherwise they are characterized by low explosivity. The upcoming lava moves in the form of a fountain and throws out the cone at the top of the vein and develops into cinder cone, okay. Cinder cone, you know, cone that is a small volcanic mountain, okay. Cinder cone that here you have seen here, sorry, cinder cone. So this is cinder cone. So let me show you another photograph of cinder cone, okay. See here, this is cinder cone, means a mountain, a hill formed by cinders, okay. Cinders are boulders ejected, okay. See, this is cinder, let's see. This is cinder, and this is the cinder cone. And next we have other type of volcano, that is composite volcanoes, and these volcanoes are characterized by eruptions of cooler and more viscous lavas than basalt. As compared to sill volcanoes, okay, composite volcanoes are characterized by eruptions of cooler and more viscous. In case of sill volcanoes, the lava is very fluid, and here the lava is viscous, okay, and cooler. And these volcanoes often result in the explosive eruptions. Along with lava, large quantities of pyroclastic material, that is rock fragments and ash, find their way to the ground, that means ejected on the ground, and this material accumulates in the vicinity of the vein opening, leading to the formation of layers. That means composite volcanoes form layers. Okay, and this makes the mount appear as a composite volcano. So here this is a photograph showing composite volcano, and let me show you a diagram. See here. So this is the composite volcano, and here you are seeing layers. Okay, you are seeing layers. Okay, see, you'll be seeing a layer of ash and a pyroclastic material, and after that you may be seeing a layer of this lava. So in this way you'll find alternate veins of this lava and pyroclastic material in composite volcanoes, and you may be seeing these other multiple holes also. See here, secondary ejection, okay, eruption also may be there in the composite volcano. So any question from your side about composite volcano, boys and girls? Okay, this is another photograph. See here, in this photograph also, see, you'll find a layer of this lava, then after that you may find a layer of pyroclastic material. Okay, this is known as composite volcano. Next,
Sir,
yes.
how are the holes formed in the mountain?
Actually, holes, these are because of the pressure. Okay, because of the pressure from the earth interior. Actually, see, when lava is intruding the crust. Okay, see, this is the crust, and then after the crust we have this mantle. Okay, here we have the pools of magma, and this, since it is very hot, it is always tend to move upwards. Okay, and if the magma finds a weak area, okay, if the magma finds a weak area in the crust, then it will intrude, it will force to rise upwards, thus making the hole. Okay, the magma is making the hole, it is forcing to rise upwards, and because of that holes are made, and through the holes this magma and the other rock fragments are ejected, okay, by the force of the magma. Any other question? So if you don't have, then let us continue. Okay, next type of volcano is known as caldera, and these are the most explosive of the Earth's volcanoes, and they are usually so explosive that they, when erupt, okay, when they erupt, they tend to collapse themselves rather than building any tall structure. Instead of building these volcanic mountains, okay, the magma is collapsing. The magma is collapsing on the mouth of the volcano itself, and their explosiveness indicates that the magma chamber supplying the lava is not only huge but also in close vicinity. So here we have a diagram. Okay, we have a diagram of this caldera. Here, this is caldera volcano. Actually, this area, okay, the whole this area is known as caldera. Okay, caldera, you know, this is a large ball-shaped volcanic depression, more than 1 kilometer in diameter. See here. Okay, see, actually caldera actually refers to this mouth of the volcano. Here the diameter is more than 1 kilometer, and inside the caldera you may find so many eruptions. Okay, see, this is a small old cone. Okay, now it is not erupting. This is another old cone. Once it was erupted, and this is an active cone. Now it is erupting. So inside this depression you will find so many cones, okay, so many smaller cones, and this type of volcano is known as caldera volcano. Okay, so this is caldera volcano. Remember, caldera is a large bowl shape, volcanic depression more than 1 kilometer in diameter. This is caldera. And next we have this flood basal province, okay, and these volcanoes outpour highly fluid lava, very fluid, okay, that flows for a long distances, and some parts of the world are covered by thousands of kilometers of this thick basal flow, and there can be a series of flows, with some flows attaining the thickness of these more than 50 kilometers. Actually, in case of this flood basal province, okay, there is no eruption. Simply see here, this is a surface, and lava is simply oozing out through the cracks, okay. See, these are the different cracks in the crust, and lava is oozing out, and it is spreading, it is flowing long distances, not ejecting, okay. That is flood basal province. And here this example of the flood basal province is the Deccan traps in India, okay. The Deccan trap from India, presently covering most of the Maharashtra plateau, are much larger flood basal province, and it is believed that initially the trap formation covered a much larger area than present. Actually, in case of India, this flood basal province was formed during the this tertiary periods, okay, when the Indian plate was moving towards the Asian plate. That means when the Himalayan mountains were uplifted about 55 to 60 million years ago, okay, in Maharashtra area. So there were these PGT eruptions, there were cracks on the surface of the earth, and these very fluid materials were oozing out, thus spreading this area. It is now known as Deccan trap. Let me show you a map, okay. See here, these very dark gray areas, these dark gray areas indicates these Deccan traps. So this is the place where lava was oozing out. It is said that it was much larger than this one, and due to erosion, okay, due to weathering erosion, now it has become like this. It is becoming smaller like this. So this is known as Deccan trap, okay, covering Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Madhya Pradesh and other states. And next we have this last one, that is the mid-oceanic ridge, okay, and these volcanoes occur in the oceanic areas, okay, below the ocean, okay, and this is a system of mid-oceanic ridges more than 70,000 kilometers long that stretches through the all ocean basins, and the central portion of these ridges experience frequent eruptions. So mid-oceanic ridges are these long mountain ranges, okay, this below the sea, and see along these oceanic ridges volcanic eruptions are there. Let me show you one, okay, for picture. See here, so this is mid-oceanic ridge, okay, and here along these ridges volcanic eruption is taken place. See here, this is the mid-oceanic ridge, the mountain range below the ocean, and here this is also another mid-oceanic ridge, and see here from the crest of the ridge eruption is taking place here, Okay, from here also volcanic eruption is taking place, and this is known as mid-oceanic ridge volcanoes. Okay, and the best example of the this mid-oceanic ridge volcano is here. See here, mid-Atlantic ridge. So this is a very long mountain range, more than 70,000 kilometers long. Okay, lying below the Atlantic Ocean, and here along this mountain volcanic eruption is taking place. So this is the best example of these mid-oceanic ridge volcanoes. Okay. Do you have questions regarding these types of volcanoes, boys and girls?
No, sir.
Okay, then let us stop here for today. Please send your names in the WhatsApp group for attendance. Thank you very much for joining my class.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.